80% of falls in the home occur in the bathroom. Don't put yourself or a loved one at risk. There's a safe bathing system for everyone's budget.
Enjoy a bathing experience that combines safety, comfort, and excellence. If assisted living is not for you, a BCI walk-in tub may well be the answer, giving you the safety and freedom to live independently. A BCI walk-in tub is the most affordable and comfortable walk-in tub in the market today. With our dual drain technology, your tub will drain quickly, and for those that still like the feature of a shower, our two-way bliss gives you both a handheld and overhead shower head. We offer the best financing in the industry with payments as low as $99 per month or no interest, no payments for 18 months with approved credit. For comfort, safety, price, and selection, it's got to be BCI Walk-In Tub. Be one of the first 50 callers and save $1,500.
Call 800-354-4377, 800-354-4377 for a free no obligation in-home consultation.
Welcome to Turnpike Sports. I'm Dave Weischadle, and as always, I'm joined by my producer and co-host, Doug Weischadle. Doug, everyone's ramping up for football season, and I've yet to place a future bet on any football team or any football player, so I feel like I'm behind the eight ball in this one.
I've already put two down.
You've already put two. You told me about one that you did last week. I think you did,
and I actually placed a bet 2 weeks before.
2 weeks ago, you placed a Jets over 5.5 wins, and all of a sudden that became a very popular bet on one of the sports books. What sportsbook?
Caesar's Sportsbook said that was the most popular bet for futures for NFL, which was Jets 5.5 wins, and just the way the AFC East is shaping up, I honestly think you may see the Jets starting to split with some of the teams. I don't know about Buffalo.
Really?
I wouldn't be surprised if they
look,
split with Miami, they split with the Patriots this year.
No offense to you, who's a Jets fan, or Chris Altruda, who's a frequent guest here. He lives out in Chicago, and he writes for Sports Handle and Better Collective. But he's a Jets fan out in Chicago. I just don't see it. I mean, they have a tough schedule.
They have improved their secondary, which was a weak spot. As a matter of fact, it was just announced they're looking to add to the secondary. They have enough cap space where they can actually make another move because they just signed Breece Hall, their last draftee that they had to sign, and they've increased their wide receiver group. Most of it was hurt last year. Anyway, you have Barrios, you have Elijah Moore. The guy they picked up from the Titans the year before was hurt all last year. So, but again, it's a matter of whether or not Zach Wilson actually performs. He's gotten bigger from all reports. He understands the offense better. But, the other one I am more interested in seeing was the Raiders. I put a futures bet on the Raiders at over 9.5.
Okay. I got to be honest with you. I can see that more than the Jets over 5.5. But, look, hey, you know more about the Jets, and apparently it's a very popular bet, and I got to look into it. I'm not saying I'm going to put any money on it, but I'll certainly look into it.
I think it's more of a factor of a lot of the other teams in the AFC seem to have gone down a little bit in talent.
Okay, well, okay.
And also the fact is there's a lot of, like I said, the AFC East, I think you're going to start seeing the Jets starting to split with them.
I'm not sold on Miami either, too.
I don't think
people are talking about Miami like they're the be-all and end-all, and I'm not seeing it. I don't trust Tua yet, but we'll see.
I just don't think he's a good fit, not only for that offense, but I don't think he's a good fit for Tyreek Hill that they just picked up. Mm-hmm. He seems to underthrow every ball I've seen him throw, and I just don't see that as a benefit.
Tyreek Hill outruns every ball that's thrown. That's how fast he is.
But he's going to have to start running slower.
I'll certainly take a look at the New York Jets, and you have over 5.5
Over
wins.
5.5,
Okay,
yes.
all right. Well, we got a great show coming up for you. We got a Beatin The House segment, and I'm talking to a very interesting person who has a very incredible, just an absolutely incredible new platform. I'm talking with Stephen Dunham. He's the CEO of Play Globally, and he has something called Lucky Fans, and it's a platform that combines sports betting and poker. It's something new, it's something unique, and I think it's something incredible that's going to do amazingly well in the marketplace. So, Stephen Dunham, I'm going to be talking to him coming up in our interview segment. Today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
Exit 1.
Today we're going to be talking NFL and NBA revenue. And before I even get beyond this first sentence here, maybe 2 sentences I'll be able to get out, you're going to figure out what I'm going to say.
Okay, all right.
The NFL and the NBA both...
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What?
Exactly. The NFL and the NBA both released their revenue statements for last year, 2021, and the NBA was 2021-22 season. NFL revenue for the 21 season, $11 billion.
Okay.
Each team is going to get $345 million.
Okay.
Yes, it was 12%.
What a business!
12% more than the previous year. But the previous year was COVID.
The NFL can do no wrong. I'd say they print money. It's incredible.
The important thing for the NBA side of the coin, it was the first season that they have topped $10 billion in revenue.
Well, look, if you look at the salaries that they're paying NBA players, you just quadruple that or whatever, and that's the NBA revenue. It's just absolutely incredible.
Well, the idea here that I'm talking about, I think you should guess this already.
All right.
I hope the audience did already. Not only was it the media contracts for both these leagues, and especially the NFL, because the NFL has released a lot of information regarding this, sports betting.
Oh, of course.
The league's sponsorship revenue was up 23% from the previous year. And again, you got to realize it's TV contracts, the bulk of it.
Look,
but the sponsorship revenue is another important factor because there are so many different properties involved with the NFL. You got NFL properties, you got NFL International, NFL Enterprises.
Yeah.
NFL Enterprises are the guys that make all the deals.
Sure. I'm laughing because a couple of years ago, going through the court case, when New Jersey was trying to get sports betting, by the way, I'm wearing my New Jersey State shirt. I don't know if you can see that on TV. The microphone's in the way. But when we were going through the court case years ago, the worst thing that you could do in life, according to the professional sports leagues, was place a bet on one of their games. And, now, my goodness, you can't turn on an NFL game or a NBA game without seeing the odds and the spreads, and you can see the logos of sportsbooks everywhere. And, when I say the leagues embrace it, wow, have they embraced it. They've done more than embrace it, that I'm not going to say on the radio, but they've really, really come to terms with sports betting and really kind of it's woven throughout their broadcasts.
Well, again, it's a
matter
matter...
Have betcasts, for God's sake.
It's a matter of not just letting it into the league. They're getting a chunk of change from it.
Well, sure. Look, it's great for them. It's great for the fans, I think. But, man, did they put up a stink a couple years ago.
I think there might have been a case of, especially with the NFL, they may have underestimated the value of that data deal. The data deals that they did with Genius and all that. Because not only was data used for fantasy, and I don't know how much of the revenue of the operators the NFL was getting other than sponsorship money. But now with these data deals and these sports betting deals, I mean, right off the bat, this past year, the NFL as primary sportsbook partners, they had 2 levels of sportsbook sponsorships. You had DraftKings, FanDuel, and Caesars as exclusive or major sponsors for the league.
Sure.
And then right before the season began, they added BetMGM, WynnBET, FoxBet, PointsBet as secondary sponsors.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of, I think that what they were doing, they were trying to set themselves up for, hey, if we're going to do this, we want a chunk of this. And
sure.
I don't know, before
fine.
this case, I don't think they even understood that to a certain extent. That's why they were kind of fighting so hard a little bit.
It's almost, during the court case a couple of years, we had to almost force money to them. Allow sports betting. You'll make a lot of money. No, okay. All right.
Well, again, the impact of sports betting was, I think, underestimated.
Well, first off, I can't turn on sports television, and even the local channels in New York and Philadelphia and New Jersey. I mean, pregame shows, they're all sponsored by sports books. And we have daily shows to say who they're betting for. I mean, what is it, MSG? The Madison Square Garden Network has something called the Betting Exchange. I guess they're playing on the stock market. I don't know if it's even called that anymore, but I can't remember the sports book that sponsors it, but we have television shows sponsored by the sports book, so it's everywhere.
Isn't there one in Philly, Odds with Ends or something, or is that New York as well or something? Because it's defensive ends, defensive.
Yeah, I don't think they have that anymore.
Is that gone?
I don't know.
That was a dumb name to begin with.
I know they kind of combined a couple shows on one of these, but no, it's even at halftime, the halftime shows, our local stations, they have the in-play odds and stuff like that.
Well, again, you have not only the league doing it, but the league allows the individual teams to do the sponsorships too.
Sure.
And everyone shares in this. And I think what you're going to see is this league is probably going to, this amount of money, $11 billion, that's going to be a thing of the past too. It's going to just keep growing.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when they actually, I believe NFL is looking at another go at NFL Europe.
Okay.
So the sports betting there is going to be all over the place for that as well.
Sure.
So, but it was kind of interesting to see the impact that sports betting is having, even though they don't want to say necessarily it was just sports betting that increased it. But again, before the season, the teams were anticipating a share of about $335 million. They went $10 million above that.
Yeah.
And you got to say one of the key factors has been sports betting, not just the operators, but the data deals.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everything that goes with it. I mean, you go to a stadium nowadays, you look around in sports betting states anyway.
Sports betting lounges.
Yes, sports betting. You can't have a deal with a team without having a sports betting lounge in the stadium, which is incredible.
Or in some cases like Arizona and in Chicago, stadium sports books.
Washington, D.C.
Ohio's going to have 8 of them.
Yeah, well, they're going to start January 1st. I can't believe they didn't move heaven and hell to start before the football season.
You know what?
2 pro football teams,
let them do it the
Ohio
right way.
State.
Yep. Let them do it the right way.
That's fine.
If they feel comfortable proceeding that way, let them do it, because that's going to be a huge market once it's up and running. And I think that's, people talked about New York. I think they're underestimating what Ohio's going to be.
Well, look, I don't think
Ohio's going to be huge.
I don't think they're going to beat
They're
New
not
York.
going to beat New York.
They're going to be. I think they're going to be top 5.
I think they're going to rival Illinois.
I think so. Yeah.
Pennsylvania. I think maybe even they come close to Arizona and New Jersey in terms of how
I don't know. Just
not right off the bat, but I think they're going to be there.
Population density. They have 2 pro football teams.
Yep.
They have the Ohio State. They have other college teams. They have their basketball. They have baseball. They have huge baseball followings. The Guardians now, and they just the Columbus Blue Jackets just signed the best player in the NHL. So they got incredible sports fans there, and I think they're going to spend a lot of money on their teams.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But again, money's going to be coming in for the NFL everywhere.
Sure.
Exit 2.
Usually we talk in this exit about some kind of video game tournament or some kind of deal with an esports team.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a hotel that's getting into this.
A hotel, huh?
Moxie Hotels. It's a division of Marriott.
Okay. I've never heard of that before. I've heard of Marriott. I've never heard of Moxie.
They have launched an augmented reality experience. That's their phrasing.
Right.
Basically, what they're doing is, and it's called the Moxie Universe, and the entire experience has a tag for it. It's Moxie Universe Play Beyond. Now,
is this an actual hotel?
This
that
is
you
a
get
real
a room?
hotel.
Okay, we're not talking in the metaverse or the virtual reality stuff. Okay, this is actual. I'm going to a Moxie hotel. It's an actual building. Okay.
They're going to be able, when customers come in and register to stay at the hotel, they're going to be given the opportunity to get a QR code and scan what this virtual experience is going to be. They're going to be able to virtually go through the hotel, well, actually physically and virtually go through the hotel playing a game as they explore the hotel.
Okay. So you're going to have if you're staying at the Moxie Hotel, you're going to see a whole bunch of people wandering the halls. Is that what we're talking about? Okay. Now, I guess when you check into the Moxie Hotel, do they give you these goggles that you have to wear, or am I getting a bit different picture of this?
This is no goggles necessary. It's through a smartphone.
Oh,
you use your smartphone camera.
Oh,
yeah. This is it's augmented reality. It's not virtual reality.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So what happens is you scan the QR code.
So you have 1 foot in this world and 1 foot in the next.
Oh no, you're still.
Is that what you're talking
world.
about?
You're still in this world.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're able to create a digital avatar of yourself.
All right.
Selection of hairstyles, clothing.
Okay.
Accessories that you can dress yourself in, and then using your smartphone camera, you will be able to see a computer-generated overlay over the hotel structures through the camera, and you play the game exploring the hotel, and you can win prizes.
Okay, all right, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. It's to attract the younger generations.
Of course. Well,
yes.
The first thing that I thought of when you said that was, how about if I'm so lazy I don't want to constantly hold my phone up to my face? Is there a way you can just hold your phone? Or I'd almost prefer the goggles if I'm walking around a hotel.
Most people have cell phones and they have the sticks.
Oh, like a
selfie stick? Yeah, you walk around with that stuff.
Okay.
And you will be able to win prizes, and they're going to be running this until the end of the year in the 12 Moxie hotels.
There are 12 Moxie hotels.
Yes.
Are they, I guess they're all over the world, or are they located in one country? Or tell me about the Moxie.
They're in the European area.
European area?
Europe area, I should say. I'm sorry, I misspoke there.
You're quite the geographer. The European
I'm a geologer.
Area.
Yes.
The European area.
Yes, but again, they're going to be going through until December 31st with this, and Marriott's going to try and take a look at the results of this experiment and maybe do it across their lines.
I got to tell you, it sounds interesting. I mean, I'd certainly try it out. I mean, if,
personally, I think
it sounds interesting.
It's better. It's better than having the goggles, because I've seen enough of those videos on YouTube where people are wearing the goggles and they run into a wall.
Yeah.
I don't want to see.
I'd actually give that a try. I mean, I'm not a virtual universe kind of guy, but this sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, and it's not the first time.
And you can win stuff.
You can
win
prizes.
You can win prizes.
It's not the first time Marriott's tried this. They're doing something
good for them. Hey,
the Marriott
think outside the box.
Bonvoy loyalty program. They're doing this. It's a digital variety show that highlights esports and gaming in Asia.
Okay, and this is Marriott. Huh?
This is all Marriott. Okay. Marriott is trying to rebrand.
Boy, they're cutting edge,
to go to the gamers.
Okay, hey, that's great.
Because they're the ones traveling. They have a lot more disposable cash than a lot of other generations.
Wasn't there one, I'm sure this is a totally different kind of technology, but wasn't there an Atari Hotel?
Atari hotels are still there.
They're still there. Okay,
yeah, they're still there.
Now, what makes an Atari Hotel? I mean, I'm a big fan of the 2600 from 40 years ago.
There's no virtual reality involved in an Atari Hotel. They have rooms themed after some of the old games. They have
cool. Right.
They have some gaming centers, but really Atari is just using the brand.
Look, don't get me wrong, Moxie Hotels, that sounds pretty cool, but the Atari Hotel, that's kind of my style.
Okay.
So.
Drizzly makes it easy to shop a huge selection of beer, wine, and liquor from wherever I am. I just open the app, find what I want, and it's at my door in under 60 minutes.
Drizzly. Ding dong, Drizzly.
Exit 3.
We started with the NFL, but we're going to continue with some football, but this is going to be called Fortnite Football. That's how they're referring to this.
Fortnite Football.
Fortnite Football.
Now, this
basically
has anything to do with
blockchain.
Oh, okay.
Blockchain, NFTs. We're going to talk metaverse, all this stuff.
Metaverse,
here.
NFTs,
yes.
and oh boy.
The NFL League, the National Football League's Players Association, the union, and Super Team Games and One Team Partners. One Team Partners is an IP firm that handles a lot of the NIL stuff for the NFL players.
Okay.
They're going to be launching
NIL stuff for the NFL play. Boy, man, how many letters?
So it's all acronyms here.
Oh my God!
I might as well just stop saying full words here and just use letters.
It's like a word cloud.
They're going to be launching what's called STG Football. It's a new blockchain-powered football game.
All right.
It's 7-on-7 with 4 players controlled by users and 3 by AI.
Okay.
Artificial intelligence.
I got that.
All
right. I'm following.
Okay. They're going to have a couple different changes to the rules that will make the games quicker.
Okay.
You have to go through the white paper. They've got like a huge white paper on what they're doing with this. But they will be making it a little bit faster than regular real-life football.
Okay.
7-on-7, like I said. And what happens is when you first sign up for this game, you will be given your 7 players by the system.
Now, when you sign up for this game, is this like free to play?
This is all going to be free to play to begin with.
Oh, to begin with. Okay.
And that's where you get...
Once they hook you, then that's when they ask for some cash.
Well, the initial thing, the initial setup is once you start playing for free, you're given your team.
All right.
If you want to change any member of your team, you have to buy an NFT representing a player you want.
Okay.
So that's where the
NFT, you can purchase an NFT that represents a player.
Right.
Okay.
And that unlocks other aspects like memorabilia, stats, powers in the game, sort of like leveling up.
Okay.
So what they're doing is they're going to launch this blockchain football. And if people want to take a look at it, I've got the trailer running on the TV side if you're not watching us on TV.
Okay, where would they go to check it out?
STGfootball.com also has it there.
All right.
Prior to...
Now, where do you play this at?
Online.
Okay, it's online.
It's online.
Okay.
Prior to the actual launch of this free-to-play version, they're also going to launch their NFT market.
Okay.
The NFT is where you buy your players. You can basically buy a team and then sign up to play the STG football with your team that you buy.
And this is good stuff because the NFL Players Association is involved, right?
So, well, given the fact that
that's pretty cool. I like that.
There are other big names involved with this. Michael Eisner.
Okay. All right.
As everyone knows, he used to run Disney.
Yep.
Stephen Kaplan, he's the owner of DC United. Bennett Rosenthal, the LA Football Club, the Major League Soccer team in LA.
Okay.
They're all part of this group, and they're going to be, I looked at it, and it looks pretty decent in terms of a football game.
I haven't seen it, so I have to check out. Do they have a trailer that they're running?
They made a little trailer.
Okay.
And they're going to be launching this pretty soon. They're going to be launching the beta test third quarter of this year.
All right.
And then the full free-to-play launch will be on PC only right now.
So third quarter of this year, that's like
September,
right
October.
around now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was August, September, October, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, around those times.
Yeah.
And then the free-to-play launch will happen in the first quarter of 23.
Okay.
And it's going to be kind of interesting to see.
I know. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if the NFLPA is involved, they got some good stuff, whenever the NFLPA is involved, it's kind of it's going to be a pretty good product. I don't think they put their name on it if they didn't do it.
Well, again, it's they're using new technology here to create something very unique in the marketplace, and I think they're doing a good combination of blockchain, metaverse, Web3, NFTs, all those different types of technologies. And they're merging it into this type of game. I mean,
I like it when you can get NFTs and they do something for you. I mean, some people get NFTs, they're just like a collector's item. This time you get an NFT, you're actually, you can get players for it. And you make your team better and things like that.
That's one of the other aspects of this venture is because even though you buy an NFT, you can buy it just as a collectible. You don't have to participate in the football game.
That's but it can be used for something else.
It can be used to level up your team to better quality players, better stats. So I hope this succeeds because this actually looks like this is a really cool game to play.
Sure.
Exit 4.
We're going to end today on a historical note for NASCAR.
Historical, huh?
Yes. NASCAR has made history once again.
Is that the right word, historical or historic?
Yes.
Just for future reference. I'm curious. I don't know.
It's a
NASCAR made history.
Well, they make history, but
it's
a historical event.
It's a historical event. Yeah, I guess it's a historical event.
This is the first ever NASCAR Cup Series street course race.
See, that'd be great. That's cool.
It's going to be taking place July 2nd, 2023.
Okay.
And it's going to be in Chicago.
Interesting.
I know we just I think we had
so this is NASCAR,
this is
right?
NASCAR.
And usually you see when cars are racing through the streets,
it's
F1. Yeah,
Formula,
this is NASCAR. This is going to be pretty cool.
I've actually never seen anybody trying to do a NASCAR race on a street race.
I wonder how much preparation Chicago has to do. I'm sure it's going to be, the ramp up to this race will be incredible, but just to have the correct street conditions, because look, Chicago is a cold weather city. And
that's why they're doing in July.
It's in July, I know that, but certainly, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. After us, we're in Massachusetts as well. The roads are terrible in the springtime because they have to retar them because the snow plows come through and just rip them up. They take away the snow, but they take away the top layer of the street too.
Well, hopefully this actually succeeds in its first year.
I hope
it's
so.
It's a 3-year deal between NASCAR and Chicago.
Oh, can you imagine this like in Philly or New York City? This would be great.
Well, you're seeing F1 expanding incredibly in North America. You had the Miami Grand Prix not too long ago.
Vegas is
having 3 races.
Yeah.
And I think
I've never seen NASCAR, though. That'd be really incredible.
That's why NASCAR is moving into this area, because for the last year here, Formula One racing, the North American fandom of Formula One racing has increased exponentially.
Yeah.
And it's not only a factor of you're seeing more of it on TV, you're seeing a lot more betting on it.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. Well, who did we have on? Joe Solosky. Who's in charge of betting for NASCAR. I mean, they're doing incredible things. They're really cutting edge. They're doing stuff like this, which is the race in Chicago, which is fantastic and phenomenal. I think.
Well, don't forget.
And what a huge betting event that's going to be.
That's what I was going to say.
I can't wait.
You got a whole.
I am so.
I wonder
curious.
if they've applied right now for an expansion.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm curious. I don't even know. I guess I'd go on the NASCAR site to check it out. I wonder if they have a map of how they're going to race through Chicago.
I will go through the course.
Okay. They have the course. Okay, good.
The course is going to go through Lakeshore Drive,
Michigan
Avenue, Columbus Drive.
Okay.
These are all the big streets.
Yeah. No, I've heard of.
And different surrounding thoroughfares. It's going to be a 12-turn, 2.2-mile course through the streets. And it's going to start and end at Buckingham Fountain.
See, that's awesome.
You know the fountain that's in Married with Children?
Sure.
So for people who aren't familiar with Chicago, that's an easy reference point. Actually,
what preparation by the drivers that they have to go through? Certainly they're not making a big left like they usually do in NASCAR races, but they're driving through streets.
Well, you got to remember there are some NASCAR tracks that have the 8. So there are rights and lefts.
Yeah, but nothing like this. Nothing like the streets of Chicago.
That's why you have that iRacing setup where you can actually train on that. And
they'll be hitting the simulators now.
I actually didn't know. Doing the research on this, I did not know Soldier Field had a race.
Oh, okay.
Way back, it was the site of the only other Cup Series race to take place in downtown Chicago. It happened at Soldier Field.
Wow.
Soldier Field.
In
1956.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
So I was shocked to see that it happened in Chicago before. So I never knew there was a race in Chicago.
I can't.
Downtown Chicago.
I seriously can't wait to see this, and I hope it's a big success, so it expands to other cities. I think it'd be great.
I think this is a smart move.
Oh,
because,
absolutely.
Again, if we see that you have the one group in Atlantic City, wanting to change Bader Field into a Formula One racetrack.
Yeah, last week we were talking to John Boyd from the Boyd Company. He mentioned something about developing Bader Field into an F1 course.
Can you imagine if not only Formula One comes to a place like Bader Field, NASCAR is going to be there
in Atlantic
too?
City. It's an old airstrip in Atlantic City.
Exactly.
So.
Kind of interesting to see what they can come up with in Atlantic City to race through.
Sure,
but
sure.
those streets are kind of narrow.
Well, I don't think they'll be racing through
there won't be a
streets
street
of
race in Atlantic City. Not a legal one, anyway.
Yeah. And today's trip down the Turnpike was brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
And as always, you can get in touch with Turnpike Sports by calling or texting us at 609-512-5910. That's 609-512-5910. At Turnpike Sports is the show's handle on Facebook and Twitter. At Turnpike Sports Radio is our handle on Instagram. And as always, our email address is info@turnpikesportsradio.com. And don't forget, you can listen to the show via Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, radio.com mobile app, as well as Stitcher and YouTube. You can also watch us on your smart TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. Head on over to turnpikesports.net. You'll be able to watch our video channel there.
Stick around, because later on we have a Beatin The House segment. But right after this, I'm talking with Stephen Dunham, who is the CEO of Play Globally. He has something called Lucky Fans, which is an amazing platform. It combines sports betting and sports fantasy with poker. I mean, I don't even want to describe it to you now because Stephen does such a great job of describing it, but it's such an incredible platform. I think it's going to be huge in the near future. So I'm talking with Stephen Dunham, so stick around. I'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Yeah, you, come here. Haven't you heard? We don't need to hide anymore.
Now, we can shop privately for adult products at adamandeve.com. They've got massage oils, lingerie, and lots more we can't mention here. Use offer code SPICE404. They'll give you 50% off almost any one item, 3 free DVDs, free mystery gift, and free shipping. That's 50% off, free shipping, and more. Private shopping starts at adamandeve.com.
Welcome back to Turnpike Sports. Dave Weischadle with you here. I love doing this show because I get to talk to people who are on the cutting edge of gaming in this country. And Play Globally is certainly something unique and new and that you're definitely going to want to try. I want to tease you a little bit by saying if you like poker and if you like sports, you're definitely going to want to check out Play Globally. And to tell us all about Play Globally, we have its president and CEO on the line, Stephen Dunham. Stephen, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Thanks for coming on because I got to say, Play Globally is such a great idea and it's such a unique thing in the gaming world. And we're certainly going to talk all about it. But I want to ask about you. What is your background and how did you become the president and CEO of Play Globally?
Sure. Well, thank you. First off, thanks for having me on the show. And my career started back just right after college. I became an entrepreneur. I started a little chemical company in the water treatment business. We created a very special type of polymer that was used all around the world in water treatment plants. And that's when I came to understand that high-value recurring revenue companies and products are particularly interesting. And so we ran that company well. We grew it, we sold it, and then we were sitting around wondering what to do next, and we started to develop a new type of ranch rodeo sport, which I don't know how many rodeos you guys have back there. Have you ever been to a ranch rodeo?
Atlantic City actually has a rodeo. It's called the Cowtown Rodeo, so that's a big thing down there. So I haven't gone to it in a long time, but yeah, we that's our one and only rodeo that I know of.
Well, good. Well, at least you're in the game. So imagine this. Imagine you're sitting at a rodeo and you see a herd of cows, and on the cows are glued these giant playing cards, like the 10 of clubs and the ace of diamonds and so forth. So a two-man rodeo team, two-man horseback team goes into this herd and as fast as they can cuts out their best 5-card poker hand on horseback. And so that was a product that we developed. There was quite a bit of alcohol and testing involved with the development of that. But we had a great time with it and decided, gosh, maybe we ought to kind of translate this over into the sports world and attach playing cards onto athletes and racehorses and race cars. And so that was the advent of what is now called Lucky Fans, and the company Play Globally is driving that product right now, as a matter of fact.
That idea is so great. I mean, were all you guys poker players and sports bettors and fantasy sports players, and you thought, hey, can we combine all this stuff and have a product that, which I think is simply amazing? Was that the kind of germination of that idea?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, with the development of what was the poker rodeo, you're really confined by arenas. It's a relatively small market. But all of a sudden, when you're putting electronic playing cards on every baseball player, every hockey player, every NFL player, and so forth, you have a global market. We are sports betting fans. We're fantasy sports fans. And by gosh, the demographics are exactly the same. So our demographics are people who love sports and who love wagering. And that aligns perfectly with the sports books that are out there.
Now, give us an overall idea of how you play the games on your site, Play Globally.
Sure. Yeah, so we do have our prototype available now. It is a prototype, and so we're constantly working on it. Our official release will be in a couple of weeks with Major League Baseball. But from any smartphone on any browser, you can go to luckyfans.app. And you can sign up and go ahead and start playing the prototype. In a couple of weeks, we'll be releasing our first real money sweepstakes. And so the way that the game plays is you sign up and you choose a sport. So we're running the NBA. We ran the NBA Finals a couple of weeks ago. Wow, okay. We'll be running Major League Baseball in a couple of weeks. So you choose your sport, and then what appears is a leaderboard of all the players in Major League Baseball who are on the field. So you have 9 players from each team, 18 players total on the leaderboard, and each one of those players has a unique playing card attached to them. We deal you, as the user, 2 cards, just like in Texas Hold'em.
Okay.
And as the game plays, the players themselves move up and down a leaderboard based on their on-field performance. The top 5 athletes, those cards plus your 2 hole cards makes a 7-card poker hand. So you can get a royal flush, you can get 4 of a kind, you can get, all of the different poker hands that are available.
Now, we mentioned your website, playglobally.com, and when people go there, what can they expect to see? And let me urge everyone to go there, because you described your poker rodeo, and you have an incredible video of poker rodeo on there, and it's just it's worth the visit to playglobally.com. So when we go to playglobally.com, what can people expect to see when they get there?
Yeah, Play Globally is an overview of the company. So it describes the sports that we're rolling out. It describes what the company's mission is and what our value is in the community. The website luckyfans.app is the functional website for our game.
Okay.
And so by going to luckyfans.app on any smartphone, you can actually play our Lucky Fans game, and you can participate in our tournaments, which will start in about 2 weeks.
Tell us about the technology involved with the games, because quite frankly, I have never seen anything like this before. It's an absolutely unique platform, and it's an incredible experience for anyone who plays it. What did you go through to develop the technology involved in the games?
Yeah, well, the technology really stems from a top-notch group of entrepreneurs and visionaries and people who are very aligned in the sports betting space. So our advisory board consists of, some of the best people in the world. You've got Susan Hensel. She's our first advisory board member from last year. She licensed over 100,000 entities and individuals in the sports betting space. You've got Stephen Crystal, who's an icon in Las Vegas. He's the brains behind SCCG. Ed Moed with Hot Paper Lantern. So, we assembled the best team that we could to develop the concept of the game. And as we developed that, we started driving new types of technologies. And what we found was that if we can understand what a player, what one of our users, one of our players desires most. So, for example, if they're clicking on the Padres game all the time, or they're clicking on the Boston Red Sox all the time, and they're following those types of teams, if we understand that and we can use machine learning, some AI, and contextualize our messaging and our fan engagement, then it creates a higher value contact with each of those users. So we've really leveraged technology to make our game more personalized and more elegant for all of our users. And with that comes a lot of value.
Now, all these games are free to play, correct?
That's right. Yep. All of our games are free to play. So there's a couple of advantages with that. The first advantage is that anybody can play without putting any money down. So there's very little friction. Right now with the prototype, there's no downloads or anything. So you can go straight to luckyfans.app on your smartphone and start playing it. What that does is reduces friction. It really lowers our cost of user acquisition. So when you have sports books that are used to paying out, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for user acquisition for the same demographics, in our case, our user acquisition cost is around the $10 range, sometimes less, depending on what sport we're looking at. So a much lower cost of user acquisition because we're free to play. And also, big bonus, we are legal everywhere, pretty much. I mean, we're legal in all 50 states, pretty much every jurisdiction in the whole world. So we're able to really position ourselves well for emerging markets. We're developing a very high-value database of users who, again, love sports and love wagering. And so for emerging markets like California or Georgia or Florida and others, it really positions ourselves very nicely for the next steps. And obviously, the partners that we're aligned with enjoy that positioning as well.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because on this show, we always get a lot of people from the sports betting industry, sportsbook operators, iGaming operators, and they're not free to play. And I was going to ask you, how important are free to play games for the industry? I mean, where do you see these types of games fitting in for the industry overall?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, first off, anybody that, and there aren't very many, but my friends who know my betting expertise in sports betting can understand why I'm going free to play, because
smart.
I hit about 1 out of 50 correctly. So in the sports betting world, if you have a free to play, it's something that's inclusive that everybody can get behind. There are many opportunities because it's free to play that align with the sports betting space. So we do have some things that are coming out, down the road that are also unique. But the key thing is keeping it free to play, keeping it frictionless, keeping it fun. And oh, by the way, by adding a legal sweepstakes into it, next year we have earmarked 6 figures in payouts.
Well,
so there's some really high value opportunities that are free to play, and yet people can win real money through our sweepstakes.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because just because these are free to play games doesn't mean people don't win something if they do well. I mean, you hinted at it, but what can people expect to win when they play on your site?
Yeah, so we'll have monthly tournaments, and ours is pretty different. I mean, you're asking about free-to-play and where it fits in the space, and there are a lot of really great free-to-play games that are out there right now. I think, and this comes from my chemical background, and having something that's very, very unique. Having a patent on what we're doing makes us really different. And the idea of driving actual live sports data directly into a poker engine to create a new type of gaming opportunity is very exciting. So we want to be a differentiator, but overall in the space, the free-to-play world really can substantially augment user acquisition and user retention strategies for sports books and other gaming type products.
In terms of growth, what is Play Globally focusing in on the coming year? I mean, I know Europe is big in iGaming. I know Canada just became a leader in iGaming almost overnight. In terms of growth, where do you see your platform?
Yeah, so we're laser focused right now on the release of our Lucky Fans products, specifically for Major League Baseball. We have a really good relationship with Sport Radar, who's been outstanding with us the whole time through all of our testing. We just got approved by Blackhawk Network. I mean, they're a $100 billion company. They handle all of our gift cards and incentives and rewards and all of that. So that's very exciting. We really want to focus on leveraging those relationships, working to develop and optimize our Lucky Fans product over the next year, 18 months. We're rolling out with our sweepstakes in Major League Baseball in a couple of weeks. We are rolling out with the NFL in time for the NFL season, which will be very exciting. We have a NASCAR game that's also very exciting, and NBA. But we can reskin this in a fairly short period of time for the UFC, for horse racing, for Formula, for PGA. So we really want to drive this product, but reskin it for lots of different sports.
Now, did I see this right, that people can create their own leagues on your platform?
That's right. Yeah, and that's part of our I mean, it does a couple of things. It really makes it a lot of fun. It's sort of like a fantasy league where you can invite all of your friends and you have your own private league. So yes, you do have the ability to create your own private league with just your friends. What that does too is it really helps us to lower our user acquisition costs. So if you have a dozen friends and you invite them onto the platform, yes, we paid to get you, but we didn't necessarily pay to get the other 12. And so it lowers our acquisition costs, but it also creates a very interesting new business opportunity that I'm not sure that I've ever seen before. And what that opportunity is what if a brand, let's just take a simple example. What if a sports bar wanted to create its own private league for it to run during a specific game or for a period of time, say a 3-game series, something like that? They create their private league. They can create a QR code so that people at the sports bar can scan in and start playing. They can create their own prize pool as long as it's legal. Then they can within the confines of the law, they can go ahead and give out, kudos of some kind. And they also get an actionable SMS text message link, so they can send that by email or by text to their clientele. So now all of a sudden their entire database of users gets invited to a specific competition that brand or that place of business has created just for their own clientele. It's a private league just for them.
That's such a great idea. I mean, that's the first thing I thought of, too, is sports bars and going against other sports bars. And it's something incredible that they could do. Let me ask you about, every week in the sports betting industry and the fantasy sports industry, you hear about these operators making media deals. Is that something you're looking to do, or have you done it?
Oh, I think that's a great idea. I mean, it's all about broadcasting,
absolutely.
And whether you're an influencer or a broadcaster or a YouTuber or a game like ours, there are opportunities for alignment. And in those cases, 1 + 1 can equal way more than 2. So we're very keen on media opportunities, and there's certainly opportunities for us going forward in that space.
Well, not only the media, I was thinking, my God, professional leagues and colleges and universities would snap this up. I mean, do you see deals like that in your future?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, if you can encourage fan engagement, then that is really the essence of longevity for these leagues and for these teams. Mm. So we have agreements with several of MLB's ball clubs, and we look very, very closely at where that alignment can happen. I mean, what if the Padres put a giant QR code in the stadium, and they put up, we would cooperate with them, some sort of a big prize. Everybody in the stadium has their own private league in that stadium. I mean, it really drives fan and community involvement, and that's good for everybody.
I'm sitting here in New Jersey, and the first thing I thought of looking at your platform is, we have over 25 online sports books in this state, and they offer the same thing. I mean, take it from me, I read their commercials. It's over and over the same thing. I mean, do you think in the future you could possibly partner with a sportsbook operator, because it's just something unique? It'll using your platform, they would stand out in what I think is a very crowded market.
Yeah, I love where your head's at. That's absolutely our strategy. That is the most important thing for our company, is to stay very unique. And so not only the Lucky Fans development and the IP surrounding that, some of these other strategies with a private league and so forth, and some of our future technologies. We're writing a new patent, and we'll be submitting that within the next several days for some other new things that have never been done before. Yeah, we want to be unique, and we do think that we can bring a lot of value to our brand partners, whether they're sports books or aligned brands of one kind or another. We invite that, and we do have several deals right now that we're very excited about. I mean, we have a deal right now with Sharp App, for example. Mm-hmm. And so Sharp App is an organization that is kind of a knowledge base. It's sort of a master class, if you will, in sports betting. And so our demographics are exactly the same as their demographics. We can feed them leads. They can then convert those leads into their master class. They're also aligned with BetMGM and Caesars and DraftKings and FanDuel and all those other guys. So, yeah, we're already doing that to a certain extent, but we certainly invite additional conversation in that space.
Well, if you liked where my head was at in the last question, one other thing I was thinking about in New Jersey, we have real money legal online poker sites. And without fail, I mean, when I sit and do poker on the internet or online, and same way with my friends and everyone I know, we have it in the living room, and guess what? The ball game is on the TV. And I was thinking, oh, my God, what an amazing thing that if I had BetMGM Poker or WSOP or Borgata or Party Poker in New Jersey, and they had a section, I could actually watch the game and play poker and have the poker elements in the game while I'm actually playing traditional poker. Have you ever thought about approaching poker sites, the legal online poker sites?
I love how you think. And Dave, this is why you've been a successful entrepreneur since 2007 and before then. because you are seeing where all the pieces can align. And you're not the only one. I mean, IGT is rolling out this month a product that's very interesting where you sit down at a poker console. It's Jacks or Better poker machine. And on the same screen is live broadcast sports. And right underneath that broadcast are the odds for sports betting.
Yeah.
So you go into any sports bar, and what do you see on the TV? You see sports, you see horse racing, you see NASCAR, and typically you'll see a poker game. So it is all aligned. I think you're onto something. And yes, we are a random number generated product. We are free to play everywhere. That said, it is legal in 4 states, I believe, to have a poker-style game like ours.
Wow.
And this is different because you're not flipping cards. You actually see all the cards that are possible. You see the cards before there's a turn or a flop or a river or any of that. They're all visible. And so it's very exciting when the batter's at the plate. And if this kid hits a home run, bam, you get 4 of a kind. It changes the whole betting scenario. It's very, very exciting that way. So, yes, let's connect those dots. We'd love to test that out there.
Well, what has been the reaction from the people who have played on your platform? I mean, it's such a unique site, and I'm curious, what were the people saying who actually played on it?
Yeah, well, the feedback we've been getting, I mean, we've been developing this for a very long time, and so we've been constantly adding new features and finding ways to optimize it. And so we really appreciate everybody's feedback. Overwhelmingly, everybody has really, really enjoyed it. I mean, there are things that we've learned. For example, when you're playing a game and let's say you're in baseball and all of a sudden they're in between innings and you have a couple of minutes where nothing's happening, that's dead space. So we're in the broadcasting world, and we need to keep our players engaged and on product. So what we did is we learned from that, and we said, all right, let's put some more games within our game. And so we have several other very cool, very fun to play games that are now being integrated into the game so that we're more engaging and there's more opportunities to win, and it's varied. And we're not just talking about like spin to win or trivia or something. There's some things that are very, very unique. And so we're excited to roll that out on the next iteration.
So give us a snapshot of the coming year. What are your plans for the coming months for your platform?
Yeah, well, first things first. So in a couple of weeks, we just signed our deal with Sport Radar. So we are streaming live data now.
Okay.
We have all of our legal in place. You can imagine, especially given your profession, your background, what's involved with making sure that something like this is legal. And so Greenberg Traurig did an awesome job for us in making sure all of that's in place. Our sweepstakes is in place. So our first mission is to release the Lucky Fans in time for Major League Baseball's All-Star Game on the 19th. So we want to hit that. It'll probably be about a month-long tournament, and we'll be giving away about $2,500 just for the test. Then from there, we'll optimize it. We'll continue to grow it. We are already in the process of reskinning the product for the NFL. And then we're already ready for the NBA. We could reskin quickly, too, for NHL. So we'll have at least 3 different sports represented by the end of the year. And then going into next year, we'll have larger tournaments, and that's where, players will have an opportunity to qualify for a final round. And in that final round, if they get, say, 4 of a kind or a straight flush or better or something like that, some benchmark like that, on top of the regular winnings that they can win, they could also win a huge amount of money through our sweepstakes and kind of it's a hole-in-one insurance type product. But we guarantee payouts on each of our qualifying rounds. And gosh, if you can sit there, have a good time, watch some sports, and maybe win $100,000 at the same time, then everybody's a winner in that.
Now, your app is available for both Android and Apple, and where can people download that?
Yeah, so the app part of things is going to roll out after the prototype.
Okay.
So, one of the advantages of just picking up your smartphone, going to your Safari browser, your Chrome browser, any browser, and typing in luckyfans.app, you're playing immediately. There's no downloads. There's no friction. You're instantly capable of playing. Once we've worked out all the kinks and we've really optimized the product and it's ready to go into the app stores, then we'll go ahead and do that. I would imagine that'll be done by probably Q3 or Q4 this year.
Stephen, we're running out of time, but can you give out your website so people can check out Play Globally and Lucky Fans and register and download the app?
Sure, absolutely. Well, luckyfans.app from any handheld cellular device, and you can start playing Lucky Fans right there, luckyfans.app. You'll learn more about the company at playglobally.com, and I'm available on LinkedIn, so I invite anybody who's interested in visiting further to go ahead and reach out to me there.
Stephen Dunham, CEO and President of Play Globally, thank you so much for coming on and telling us about your incredible platform. I absolutely love the uniqueness about it, and it really gives people a great alternative to the traditional poker and sports betting sites. But please come back on and keep us updated about Play Globally and Lucky Fans, because I think it's going to be something big in the near future. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure, Dave. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
With Drizzly, I can shop a huge selection of beer, wine, and liquor. I just open the app, find what I want, and it's at my door in under 60 minutes.
Drizzly also lets me shop from multiple stores in my area and compare prices on thousands of products.
Ding dong, Drizzly.
We'll get back to the show in a few moments, but I just wanted to take some time and tell everyone about Bean Genius, the smart specialty coffee subscription service. Bean Genius sells freshly roasted coffee from some of the best independent coffee roasters in the country. They feature over 2,000 specialty coffee blends, all at your fingertips at beangenius.com. Here's how it works. Head on over to beangenius.com and take their palate profiler test to find out what coffee best fits your taste. Then select from a variety of subscription plans. Every subscription comes with free shipping, and delivery can even be scheduled for once or twice each month. And based upon your review of each coffee blend you try, Bean Genius actually learns your individual taste preferences and then suggests future coffee blends for you. And now you can get 10% off your Bean Genius subscription when you use our promo code PIKE at checkout. Bean Genius offers a variety of subscription plans to suit any coffee lover's needs. Subscribe with Bean Genius today and start enjoying some of the best tasting coffee around. And save 10% off your coffee plan with promo code PIKE.
People gotta win sometimes.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a giant, colorful check to deposit.
Beatin The House is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Slots, table games, live dealer games, everything you love about Atlantic City and Vegas, all online at BetMGM. Don't wait. Join in the fun now. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Grab a lion's share of the fun at BetMGM.com. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And welcome to this week's edition of Beatin the House, where we're going to crisscross the country going through the slot jackpots, the bad beats, the baccarat, blackjack. We've got Keno sometimes, bingo, lottery jackpots. We got a couple of those to talk about today. And keep those press releases coming in, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. We love hearing from the casinos and lottery commissions, talking about the different jackpots, the poker rooms. Send those in as well. And, we're just going to go through, and we actually learn more about the games as these press releases coming in, because sometimes I see something where I have to go look up.
Yeah, well, look, I said last week, anytime I walk onto a gaming floor, I kind of run across a machine that you mentioned the week before. So, it makes me aware of the new machines coming out.
Well, we're going to start off in a very unusual spot for us.
Okay.
It's not Nevada. It's not New Jersey. We're going to St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis? Is this the first time we're talking about St. Louis on Beatin The House?
Exactly.
Okay.
Welcome, St. Louis.
Yeah, welcome, St. Louis.
But we're going to go to the Hollywood Casino, St. Louis.
Okay.
Real quick, they tweeted this out, and I caught it on the feed. A $240,000 jackpot by a patron playing video poker.
Oh, I suck at video poker. I'm terrible at video poker.
There's so many different video poker games out there. I'm assuming this was the Game King, because that seems to be the most prevalent one. The image that they showed was just of the screen. It didn't show what the actual game was.
A couple years back, I interviewed a woman who probably made a living at video poker. She's the Queen of Comps, or the Comp Queen.
The Frugal Casino.
She wrote a book, The Frugal Gambler, or
Frugal Gambler. That's
something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Gene Scott.
Yeah. No, she played video poker. That was her game, and I think the casinos comped her. She never had to pay once to go to a casino.
She loved video poker.
I don't think she ever paid for a meal in the casinos.
We actually should dig that old interview out and play it, because that was actually kind of very interesting to hear exactly. There were strategies.
Yeah, no, she had
poker,
strategy.
So.
There are people write books on strategies on slot machines. I don't know how they do that, but
I don't either.
But no, she had a strategy for video poker. You had to look for certain things for a video poker machine and things like that. So
anyone sees that book, Frugal Gambler's Guide to Casino Gambling.
Yeah, that's it. Okay,
pick that up. That's a great book to pick up.
That was an interesting read.
Yes.
She, like I said, she is like the comp queen.
Yes,
they comped her everything.
Well, since we just welcomed St. Louis, we're going to go back to our old stomping grounds. We're going to go to Las Vegas, Nevada, and the Westgate.
All right.
According to the Westgate, a Las Vegas local who chose to remain anonymous had been only playing about 15 minutes playing the Dollar Storm slot machines.
Okay.
When he hit a jackpot worth $230,152.
Wow.
15 minutes work, if you can call it work.
See, that kind of hits all the things for me to make it a good story. First, it's a local. Always like it when locals win, because they support the business on a regular basis, which is great. And he didn't play very long. It was 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
And he won what?
$230,000 according to the casino's release.
Now, was it a small bet? That would put it over the top as a great story.
I was just going to get to that right now. According to the release, he was on his first $100 playing the machine.
Okay.
And he was averaging about $5 per bet.
Okay.
So
not
$5 turned into $230,000. So that's actually a great
good story.
Return on your investment.
Good story. That's what makes it a good story. A local, not playing long, didn't bet a lot.
And according to the Westgate, I believe we had this story on one of the previous weeks, second largest jackpot in 11 days. A visitor from Arizona, a woman, won $233,000 on a 25-cent Wheel of Fortune game earlier. Now, it wasn't a 25-cent bet, but it was the 25-cent Wheel of Fortune.
So some loose slots at Westgate.
There you go.
So check it out.
Put that in the press release.
Yeah, loose slots at Westgate.
Just don't have a misprint with one of those words there. Right. Going out to California, El Cajon, California, the Sycuan Casino Resort. A Lucky Club Sycuan member and a local, San Diego.
Good.
Won a $198,810 progressive jackpot playing Ultimate Texas Hold'em.
Okay.
The Sycuan Casino actually tweeted out also in a different area. I got the press release for the jackpot, but they also mentioned that they have several other jackpots that have happened over the last few weeks. They had a $109,000 jackpot, another Dollar Storm.
Okay.
3 other guests won $53,000 playing the Touch Easy Keno slot machine. a $40,000 jackpot playing Lightning Keno. A lot of Keno jackpots. And $40,000 playing the Enforcer slot machine.
Well, I thought you were going to get a lot of jackpots this week and last week because, number one, you had the 4th of July holiday. You had an extra weekend day.
You would think
Monday,
that.
everyone
You would think
was off.
that.
And it seemed like everyone was on vacation last week. It seemed like, well, especially in the sports and radio industry,
again,
there was no sports because it was the All-Star baseball game, and everyone was on vacation, and it seemed like everyone I knew was on vacation.
I have to admit, I'm a little surprised because it's not a lesser amount or a greater amount. It's about the same amount as a non-vacation week.
Yeah. Oh, really?
That we're
okay.
seeing.
Well,
I mean, I'm not seeing a lot more.
You monitor it better than I do.
I'm not seeing a hell of a lot more.
Really?
During a vacation week versus a non-vacation
that's
week.
why I was applying the logic. Everyone's on vacation, so they're hitting the casinos, so there's going to be more jackpots, and then there was a holiday involved. I figured there's going to be a lot of people playing the slots. So so not a big jackpot. Normal amount. Okay.
Going over to Bally's Las Vegas, which is soon to be the Horseshoe Las Vegas.
Yeah, they're rebranding.
Another local, Las Vegas local, and also I'm seeing this in press releases now all the time. Caesars Rewards members.
Well, they want to make a big thing about that.
Rachel H. hit a $113,000 progressive jackpot with a 5-ace hand playing face-up Pie Gal poker.
There you go. There's a Pie Gal.
But 5 aces.
Yeah, wow. That's great.
That's a really interesting hand because in Pie Gal, I had looked up the rule here.
Okay.
The Joker can be used as an ace.
Yeah, it's like a wild card kind of thing.
Or to complete a flush or a straight.
Sure.
And she used it as an ace to do the 5-ace hand and got the $113,000 progressive.
See, that's what's great about online casinos. If you live in a state with online casinos, you get to play these games at you don't have to bet a lot, and not like the casinos, and you get to learn the games.
Well, the only difference sometimes...
That's how I'm trying to learn Pie Gal poker.
The only difference I see with some of the online versus the brick and mortar like Pie Gal, you have to take a look at what the side bets are because some casinos have different
it's
side bets.
It's all side bets. Yeah, I think you make the most money on side bets.
Well, you have different side bets, so you got to be aware of some of these things.
Sure.
And also different pay tables.
Sure.
Staying with Bally's, they had another story that came out. Actor James Woods.
Who's a very good poker player.
He was there for the World Series.
Okay.
He was playing the 5-hand video poker machine at Bally's.
Okay.
And was dealt a royal flush.
Wow.
Winning $12,000.
Great.
Not a huge amount, but it was...
Hey, it's a good night's work.
According to James Woods, he was there for the World Series of Poker.
Sure.
And the line to sign up for one of the events was too long. So he left the line for a little bit and went to go relax and play. And he ended up winning $12,000 at the 5-hand video poker machine in Bally's, Las Vegas.
Worked out well for him.
Yep. Going over to Missouri now.
Missouri, huh?
This is another one that I found on a Twitter feed.
Okay.
A patron named Joe, $110,000 jackpot playing Lightning Link at Ameristar Casino Resort Spa in St. Charles, Missouri.
Okay.
Now, Lightning Link is a huge game. I mean, we're seeing payouts for those. I think we even just mentioned it just a little while ago. But every week we seem to have a Lightning Link jackpot.
In Bally's in Atlantic City, they have a Lightning Link lounge.
Yes.
With all the Lightning Link games. So that's
that's
a huge game.
The Lightning Link lounge is all linked together.
Okay.
All the alliteration there you want.
There you go.
But congratulations to Joe, and I believe he was a local too.
Good.
We're seeing a lot of locals winning this week.
Hey, good.
Now we're going into New Jersey.
All right.
We have, I'm counting them right now because I didn't put it in my notes. We got about 7 jackpots.
Oh, okay. So I'll let you read them off.
I'll just rattle these off.
I won't comment.
On June 30th, $190,000 jackpot playing Play MGM Casinos Pillars of Asgard by NYX Gaming. By the way, fun game.
Okay.
I've actually played this online.
I kind of familiar. I think I played it.
Going over to brick and mortar on July 3rd, we have Harrah's Atlantic City. Someone playing the Double Gold slot machine from IGT, won $200,000.
Mm-hmm.
Back online. I'm going to flip between these because I'm just going by the dates here. July 7th, BorgataCasino.com. Divine Fortune paid out again.
Wow.
$184,449. July 9th at Caesars Atlantic City. This is the brick and mortar property.
All right.
Bally's Locket Link. $125,000 jackpot, almost $126,000. July 10th on Betfair Casino, that's on the online site, $100,000 playing Slingo Triple Extreme.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of Slingo games. Maybe I have to learn how to do them a little bit better, but I played it a couple times. I'm not a huge fan of them.
I played it because I got an email saying I forgot. I don't even know what online casino it was, but they sent me like a promo, and it was a bonus, and you can play Slingo. You get these free spins, so that's when I played Slingo.
Maybe it's because I'm not winning.
I'm
not enjoying the Slingo. I got to try it again.
I won $10.
Maybe I got to give it a good try.
Yeah, I won $10, but I didn't. It's not my game. So.
Going over to Borgata, the actual physical Borgata in Atlantic City.
Okay.
July 12th, we had a $156,000 jackpot playing the Lightning Cash Happy Lantern game. July 17th, back online, BetMGMCasino.com. They had 2 jackpots. $174,000 on Mirage Mega Magma.
Okay.
Boy, that's tough to say.
That's sad. They're tearing that the volcano down. So I wonder if they're going to keep it on the slot machine thing.
I don't know if.
Yeah, they're tearing it down.
So. No. I don't know if that affects the game.
Probably not, but it'd
again,
probably make it more popular.
That's what I was just about to say.
Kind of nostalgia.
I was just about to say that. And $240,000 on the same day, July 17th, on BetMGM Casino. Online, someone playing Jacks or better, $240,000.
Okay.
IGT did their normal June summary, or the monthly summary of jackpots.
Okay.
According to IGT, Lucky Slots players won the following $1 million plus jackpots last month.
Okay.
June 2nd, Wheel of Fortune. They always start off with Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune player won $1.3 million playing Wheel of Fortune Triple Red Hot Sevens Gold Spin.
Man.
Boy, that's a long name for a game. But we had this in the show when it happened. So I remember talking about this.
Okay.
This is a summary.
Yeah, $1.3 million jackpot. Yeah, yes. Sure, you're going to talk about it.
June 5th, an online Powerbuck slot player. That's Canadian.
Okay.
That's one of the Canadian lines. $1.3 million Canadian playing, I want to get the name right, Arctic Gems in Quebec, Canada. There was a property in Quebec, Canada that they played.
Okay.
On June 21st, an online, I'm sorry, these are all online Powerbucks. I thought this was an actual property in Quebec.
Okay.
So on June 21st, an online Powerbuck slot player won another $1.1 million Canadian dollars playing Wheel of Fortune Hawaiian Getaway, also in Quebec. And according to IGT, their Powerbuck slots have paid 38 jackpots of $1 million or more since their debut in 2016.
Wow, that's pretty good.
In the Canadian market.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So I guess up in Canada, the Powerbucks are the loosest slots around there.
Yeah.
We're going to finish up this week with 2 stories from the Michigan Lottery.
2 stories from
Two
Michigan.
stories. Well, quickly, I'll go to the Virginia Lottery story real quick. Barbara H. of Powhatan won $195,000 jackpot playing the online game, the Virginia Bonus Wheel.
Okay.
Going back to the Michigan Lottery stories, I figure we'll end on these. A Genesee man was playing his lucky numbers, and he won the $339,000 Fantasy 5 jackpot. He matched the numbers 5, 7, 9, 12, 33, purchased the winning ticket online, and according to him, these are the numbers he always plays.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of interesting to see lucky numbers always popping up here.
I don't have lucky numbers. Maybe I should get lucky numbers. Maybe I'll be more successful at lottery if I get lucky numbers.
You want to know how lucky these numbers were?
Okay, how lucky are these
Back
numbers?
in 2007, he won $250,000 playing these numbers.
Wow.
On a different game, Mega Millions. So lucky numbers do tend to hit. For this guy anyway.
I have no idea. I don't have lucky. Maybe that's the key.
Maybe you need lucky numbers.
I need lucky numbers.
Or the numbers you get on the back of the what are they? The fortune cookies when you order Chinese.
Yeah.
If you notice, they're designed for Mega Millions and Powerball.
Okay.
So,
all right. I'll
keep that in mind, people, when you're
next
having
time
Chinese food.
Next time at lunchtime, yes. I'll get some lucky numbers.
And last but not least, a Bay County man purchased a Fantasy 5 ticket, another Fantasy 5 winner, and won $157,000 jackpot.
Okay. Did he have lucky numbers?
No, he did not have lucky numbers. But he was actually headed out of the store and decided on a whim just to turn around and buy the ticket.
Wow, he actually turned around.
Yes. According to the release, he turned back into the store.
Something tapped him on the shoulder, huh?
Hey, you feel a gut instinct or a whim or something.
I haven't had
might want to actually
I haven't had
through
a
on it
gut
sometimes.
instinct at all. Boy.
Most of my time I'm in a convenience store, my gut instinct is just to get the candy bar and get the hell out.
Yeah.
But he went back and got his Fantasy 5 ticket and won the jackpot that time. But that's it for this week's Beatin The House. Appreciate all the press releases coming in, casinos, lotteries, card rooms, whoever is doing out jackpots, send them all in, and we'll keep talking about this info at turnpikesportsradio.com. And we enjoyed doing this. I loved learning about these games.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.